Hello guys, welcome to the channel. This is Roll. In today's video I want to talk about the aftermath of the new system Relics that came with Secret of the Obscure, the 4th expansion to Guild Wars 2, and the changes that came with it to the rune system. So if you've been out of the loop, basically we got introduced to a whole new equipment gear piece that is belong with the trinkets, that is called Relic. And Relic is supposed to serve as a special effect that you apply to your character, something that will work like a different skill, something like extra damage if you do this, you can heal if you do that, whatever special effect that used to exist before on the 6th tier of the rune normally. Now you can simply have a special effect tied to your build from the Relic, while rune are basically stat points only. So the runes now only have anything tied with those numbers. They will increase your power, your condition damage, your toughness, your boon duration, your condition duration, anything that affect those numbers only, not something have specific circumstances or actions to it. They won't stealth you if you apply traps, they won't summon a companion if you do this, they won't heal you if you block an attack. They will only be stats. If you checked the video I have made before the expansion, talking about the information we had about the relics, you would know I have asked some question about them. For example, if you remove the 6th tier from the room, what you gonna do with it? Are you gonna increase its stats? Are you gonna dilute the stats in order to fill 6 tiers by them? Are you gonna rework them? And ArenaNet have made a mix of everything. Mostly the buffed runes. So they bar crypt the game a little bit by increasing the stats that exist on the rune, and I don't mind it. I don't think it's a bad thing, it's a minor thing and the game can handle it. But basically, take for example Trapper Rune. Trapper Rune serves to give you super speed and stealth when you deploy a trap on 6th tier. Now, this does not exist in the game, it got removed, it doesn't even exist on Relics. However, the 6th tier now is 125 condition damage, which means this rune can give you 300 condition damage. That was not amount of step possible to have through a rune, and many runes are like this now. As you see, all full of stats, as much as you can get, and that mean any smart build will choose a rune that have this amount of increased stats, not something that less. For example, one of the best runes was possible with power builds, especially in open world, was the pack, because it will give you boons and it still have it will give you boons and boon duration, special effect the boon, and still have both normal amount of stats from power and precision. The special effect got removed and the rune was left the same, making this rune extremely nerfed. But like I said, any smart build will use runes that actually this powerful. So that is the change with the rune, and that means for us, for any build you can choose whatever stat exactly you want, whatever combo you want from it, and any special effect you want you would put in the relic. You would choose the relic that give you what you want to your build without compromising. You used to want a specific effect, so you would take the rune that give you this effect even if you didn't want the stats on it. For example, something like Antitoxin for power builds, you don't want the condition damage that it give you. Something like Speed Rune, no one wants the swiftness duration, for example, that it used to give. They simply want the effect of increasing the effectiveness of swiftness. Stuff like that. But right now you can really control what you want, and it is quite exciting in a way. Now let's talk about Relics. On release, they said they will give us, for every character higher than level 60, 3 chests of relics that we can use from core relics. And those are 45 relics if I can remember correctly, and there is 12 expansion relics that you unlock them through story or collection or whatever. I have finished the story and I didn't unlock all of them, but we'll get back into them in a second. So I told people in the video to level up every character to 80 possible with Tome of Knowledge and even delete it later. Don't leave an empty character panel and simply use them all. I ended up with 45 because of my character. If you double click on it, you have 4 types of boxes: condition, power, support, and survival. It's basically what the relic focus on, and you can preview what's inside it to see exactly what you want to choose. The chest was account bound, as you can see, but once you equip the relic, it is soul bound, so it's stuck on your character. However, relics are craftable and tradable, so you can buy them from the expansion, from the trading post, but that's only the core relics. As you can see here, here is, for example, the relic of Antitox. Also, the expansion relics, you can unlock them, like we said, from the story or from rewarded tracks. If you finish the unrepeatable reward track for the new expansion, you get to open the repeatable one, and both of them in the last box you get to choose a relic. The only difference between them, they have the random rewards, is the major one. This gives you 10 currency, this 5. This also 10 currency, this 5. This is the unrepeatable one, and this is the repeatable one. And the last box have, in the unrepeatable, 7 mystic clover, and this one have 2. You can repeat as much as you want. And the box will give you Rift Hunter. You get it from the game, from playing the story. Both set skins are very easy to obtain, but the last thing, you have 11 of the 12 relics that you get from the expansion, except the relic of the fractal. It's the fastest one you unlock through the story itself. For some reason it's not here. Now after you unlock them, you can keep playing the reward tracks in order to obtain as much as you want from them if you want to use them on different characters, or you can simply buy them, because after they unlocked they are easy to buy from either World vs World, PvP, or the merchant in the Wizard Tower. So if we go here, this merchant here actually will sell you in the last one any one of them that you have unlocked. Also for PvP, you can go to this vendor, and in the last one you will find the relics. And in the Wizard Tower you can find this guy that doesn't have any icon in his head, doesn't show in the map. It is here at the east corner, right next to, on the map at least, right next to this mastery point. And once you talk to him, you will find every relic that you have unlocked from the expansion relics. Let's talk about the relics. This whole system, some people obviously are not happy about, because they invested time into runes and gold and farming, and suddenly they have another piece. Well, I don't share the sentiment. I have legendary runes and sigil. However, we still use legendary rune and sigil. So some people have a different opinion. This is like a gear treadmill, you chase another thing, but this is an equipment type that kinda didn't exist, so it's not like a different new gear. I say that Arianet played it quite safely. Maybe the worst of it, that if you immediately want to craft the legendary, now you're stuck with hoarding multiple relics for multiple builds or multiple situations, and you want to gear multiple classes. But it is tradable, you can buy them, and expansion ones are easy to obtain once you get your head in the game about how to play with it, because you can buy them from a merchant. So it is what it is. I think the system is exciting, so I don't mind how Arianet handled it. However, I have a serious problem with relics, like it's very annoying, is you don't really understand them. The tooltips are horrible for almost all of them, and you can't understand how they work unless you actually buy them and keep testing with them, and even then it's quite difficult. For example, the Wizard Tower one is very bad. Give yourself a shield that reflects projectile while summoning a wave that pulls enemies toward you. First, that's a lie. It's not while summoning, it's the waves happen after the shield ends. And how big is the radius of the shield? How long the shield persists? What is the range of the waves hitting the enemy? You don't know. You would have to use it and start measuring the radius yourself, and that's something that exists across many of the relics. For example, the Centaur gains stability when you use a healing skill. How long is the duration? Even Antitoxin, this can only affect an ally once every 5 seconds. That mean it affect me without an internal cooldown? No, actually, that mean everyone. So why even write the tooltip like this? So that is the biggest problem I have with them. Besides that, there is obviously the balance issues that involved with them, that some of them are overpowered in a way how they work and stuff like that. So that's gonna be obviously up to balance, but at least the tooltips need to change this mystery and obscurity that hold on them is not great. After that, I want to talk about my updated version of my Druid.